This is Terrence Andre Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions, coming to an article I read about the small business and how they are becoming stunned and they're now eligible for the bailout loans that's been passed. And it's just a fantastic article from zerohedge.com. I'm going to put the link inside the description. In the first day that American small business applied for the SBA's Paycheck Protection Program, the $350 billion program that is part of the bigger $2 trillion bailout package designed to provide small business access to capital for payroll and other related costs to the tune of 2.5 months of average payroll, and which must be assessed via an existing banking relationship. I'll repeat that again. So the access to the $350 billion is supposed to be set aside for small business, which is the lifeblood of the economy. Must be accessed via an existing banking relationship, and the rollout is particularly a mess. Now, they gave the impression that you really wouldn't have to do this could just be blanketed for small businesses. But as we see here, that most of the rules are always made for the banks, and even when they're supposed to give you something, it's always a lot more difficult than it's supposed to be out. And the rollout is particularly a mess for some banks, such as Bank of America, already accepting loans which convert to grants if used exclusively for payrolls and business community purposes, while others like JP Morgan are delaying the rollout to 1 p.m. A third group of banks, such as Wells Fargo, has conspicuously failed to provide its rollout plans. Perhaps it's scheming how to cross-sell bank bailout loans with auto insurance to engage in some other typically Wells Fargo-ian fraud. That's a little side thing here. But a recurring shock as millions of small business owners head to test the bank websites to apply for the PP funds is that, contrary to the SBA's guidance that any small business with 500 or less employees can apply, going to the Lenders Portal shows that a very narrow subset of America's millions of small businesses are eligible. Are eligible. They misprint there. In fact, only those companies that already have a lending relationship, i.e. an outstanding loan with a given bank, are at least as of this moment able to apply for the rescue funds. That's interesting. I want to make it clear that small business should not apply for this as a bank, but primarily to existing lender. Just having a small business checking account will not suffice initially. That's in there. You need to have to borrow from Bank of America in recent past. Wow. Bank of America website confirms as much as stating on its eligibility page that only clients with a business lending and a small deposit relationship at Bank of America are eligible to apply for a Paycheck Protection Program through our bank. In other words, any businesses that only have a deposit account and no other loan or business card is out of luck. Now, this is really a shame because all the bailouts in the last crash were for the banks. And even then, you see the difficulty in how nothing is done and all the rules are really made for them even to protect themselves when they know they're going to be bailed out by the government. It's just ridiculous sometimes. But it's the world we live in. The Paycheck Protection Program is a federal relief program established by Congress and implemented by the U.S. Treasury Department and the SBA with rules, requirements, protocols, and processes that all participating banks, including Bank of America, must follow. In order to ensure an orderly flow of these government-provided funds, we will follow the intended U.S. Treasury guidance, including what has been posted at the U.S. Treasury website. That small businesses that plan to apply should do so with their current business loan provider. Small business clients with a business lending and business deposit relationship with Bank of America are eligible to apply for a Paycheck Protection Program through our bank. Clients business lending relationship with us may include small business, commercial, corporate credit cards, conventional business loan or lease, business lines of credit, business auto loans, practice solution loans, trade and asset balance loans. Small business owners who do not have a lending and deposit relationship with us should contact their current business loan provider as soon as possible if they plan to apply for the Federal Protection Program. This is the best and fastest method of applying for federal relief based on the U.S. Treasury requirement and guidance. All application information and correspondence about the Paycheck Protection Program at Bank of America will occur online and through email, including the application process, submission of required documents, and follow-up correspondence. And the kicker, literally for those Bank of America clients who would like to become eligible and open a business account loan, well, it's too late, as the bank makes clear that this should happen as of February 15th. Wow. To apply for a Paycheck Program at our bank, you must have your existing business lending and business deposit relationship with Bank of America as of February 15, 2020. Said otherwise, businesses who ran a clean balance sheet without debt are seen as riskier than businesses that carry loans and are usually unduly penalized just because they never opened a loan with Bank of America. JP Morgan is even more draconian in the selectivity of whom we will hand out Treasury guarantee money to. Treasury guarantee money. Even with saying that and the difficulty you have to do just to kind of loopholes here and all these strings just to get this access to money, which is supposed to be dedicated to you. It's fascinating. As the bank notes in its ironically named CARES website, you must have a Chase business checking account as of February 15, 2020. Anyone who is not is straight out of luck. And as countless other banks follow suit, the question becomes is how the banks that were bailed out by ordinary Americans in 2008 will treat those same Americans when they need a rescue too. Alternatively, what happens to these banks when millions of small businesses fail? America's economy plunges to an even deeper depression. One final question. How is it logical for banks to only bail out those companies which already have a debt and are, by extension, riskier, tend to provide funds to their ordinary clients who only now for the first time need a helping hand? We eagerly await Steve Mnuchin's answers to these questions. Well said. Quick article here. If you're a small business owner, it's not going to be as easy as they made it out to seem, but with anything with the government or any aspect, nothing is as it seems. Be safe out there. If this video has been any value to you, please subscribe, leave some comments. Until my next video, I'm out.